Hello, everyone. I'm Esperanza Walsh, and this is Art from the Heart at St. Augustine's Church. And again, we are doing the session remotely due to the lockdown because of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, we are going to do something different today. It's not a monochromatic piece, but black would be the dominant color in the art piece. So it's different. We haven't done anything like this before. What we're doing is we are going to be painting a bicycle and with the background of a tree, fence, some shrubs, and another tree far away. And before we do this, we will paint the background. There's going to be some feathering done, stippling on the leaves. So it's a very exciting art piece. So let's start. The first thing we need for the art piece would be our A4 watercolor paper and a pencil. So the first thing I'm going to do is to draw a horizontal line. Okay, a horizontal line. And this is how it's going to look. So this is our horizontal line. And then slightly below this horizontal line, I'm going to try to draw two circles, one bigger than the other. So that's one circle. And here, oops, another circle. It's not perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Because what I am trying to do is to create this bicycle. And this two circles would be the wheels. Now, I am going to draw another smaller circle here, overlapping with this circle. And I am going to locate the center of both circles. So this one, and I'm going to locate the center of this one as well. I am going to connect this one. And then I'm going to draw a perpendicular line to this. Draw something like a triangle. This is going to be the seat in the bicycle. And then I am going to draw a line from this point going to this other line. So that's like a triangle almost. And then another perpendicular line here. Now from this point, I would want to connect this to the other circle. And how do I do that? First, I would be drawing a slanted line, slightly slanted, from the center of the bigger circle. And then I will be connecting this by drawing a curved line that follows the curvature, slightly follows the curvature of the wheel. And then another one, okay, from this point, that also slightly follows the curvature of the wheel. So let me extend this line. Okay, now I'm going to draw something like a U shape, but slightly tilted, and then extend the ends to create the handle of the bike. Well, our bicycle's almost finished. Let me check if we have all the parts. Yes, we almost have everything. Now I just have to put some lines here. Perfect. Now we have our bicycle. So the next thing we're going to do is to draw a tree. Now to draw a tree, I would need to draw the trunk. So I'm going to draw the tree over here because I would like to see this handle, the bicycle handle. So I'm going to draw the tree. So just like that, very simple. Just like that. So this is now going to be the pattern for my tree. And next, I will be doing the pattern for the fence. Now for the fence, as you can see, as it goes closer to the tree, it becomes bigger. So that means this is further away. So let me just draw a straight line, very light. Another straight line, almost parallel, also very light. Now it's time to make darker lines. So as you can see, the distance between these two lines is shorter than the distance between these two. Okay, so now we need to draw a perpendicular line to that. So that one. And then here, there should be one, but we're not gonna paint that. That's just to mark the distance. Okay, so that will be the next one. So the distance between this and this it should be smaller. So this is smaller than this. And thus this one should be bigger than this. So as we grow closer to the tree, the distance of each horizontal line becomes further and further away from each other, and the horizontal lines become longer. So there we go, that's our fence. Okay, now let's paint the background, and the colors that we will use here would vary. So first we have to paint the whole thing with water. There we go, just water everywhere. So I start with this side. There we go, and then just going down. I don't need to put too much water here since I'm not working on it yet, but I have to make sure that this part has been brushed with water, the whole thing. So the next bit would be to paint some yellow ochre on it. So I just need to dilute some yellow ochre. And then just paint it left to right, right to left. So this is how it would look. And then I just need to spread this with a wet brush, a big wet brush, the biggest brush I have. So some areas would be more yellow than others. Now, we would be repeating this exercise using another color, red. So I just have to clean my brush first. Oh, and I have to clean my round brush as well to remove the paint. And I need to get some red paint. And I'm going to do the same thing, left to right. Okay, rinse the brush quickly. Now get my biggest brush, brush it with water, left and right, left and right. Now there will be parts which appear to be redder than others. That's fine. There are parts which would be white, some more yellow. And that's actually what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to create those areas of different colors. So now I need some purple paint. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the same thing. So just left and right, right and left. So I'm just gonna paint the purple paint in that manner. Rinse my brush quickly. Wow, that was really quick. Okay, and now get my big brush, make sure it's clean, make sure it's wet, and I just need to brush this with water. Oh, perfect. So now I have here areas which are purple, areas which are red, and areas which are yellow. And they're not too dark to dominate the whole page. Okay, so we've created the background. Let me just tidy up this area. Okay. And then what I'm going to do now is just to paint this part with water. So very simple, just painting it with water. Similar to what we did with the top bit. Okay. This time, I'm going to get some dilute black paint and then do the same thing. Left and right, right and left. So that's done. I'm gonna rinse my brush, make sure it's clean so I can use it for the next color. And then this big brush, just to spread it. So there will be areas again which are lighter than others. Okay, so fantastic. So there's our background. And as we can see, there's our bicycle. And we can see the different colors on top as well. And we can still see the sketch that we made earlier. So let's put this back down. And now I will be showing you the first objects that we are going to paint on this. So first thing I want to do is to paint the tree over here in the background. But this tree is supposed to look that it's very far away. So I'm just going to do some stippling with very dilute black paint. And then I'm going to paint the trunk. And there we go. And then we just let that spread naturally on the wet paper. And then I am now going to create some shrubs over here to add character. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to go to our main tree. So for the main tree, I am going to paint the trunk. Okay, I might need to turn this around a little bit to make it easier for me to paint it. Oh, there it is. And then for the bottom part, I'm just gonna rinse my brush with some water, and I'm just going to spread this bit so that it can look softer and so that it would look more like it's part of the scene. So the transition should be smooth. So now we just paint the branches. And now, using the same technique of stippling, I'm just gonna dab the paint with a brush and create the leaves. So I'm starting here on top. You can start here at the bottom. Doesn't really matter because we are going to put another layer of black paint to create the dimension we need. So this one is more of just basic shapes, not a little bit flat, but the dimensions will come in later. Oh, look at that, that's beautiful. Yes, it's a little bit darker than the one further out. There we go. Okay, let me just see how the tree looks like. I think it's good enough. Okay, now it's time to do some of the dimensions. Okay, so we have to create those dimensions. So I just need some more black paint, a little bit darker. Before I do anything, I'm going to add something here, like another shrub, for example. So, and that will be in front of those two darker ones at the back. Okay, now we have to be mindful of the direction of sunlight. So I think my sunlight is coming from this area in that direction. So these areas could be darker than those. So I am going to create that effect now. There we go. And here. Okay, and here's some more. Oh, look at that. That's just beautiful. So now we can now see the dimensions. And now we have to do something similar with the trunk itself. So we can see the branch over there. Okay, and more of that. Okay, now we're going to try and soften that a bit by just painting water over that area where we should be having that transition. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? We can see the textures. Okay, that is perfect. I am very happy with what we have so far. So we move on to the next bit, which is also a very exciting part of it, which is the fence. Now for the fence, I would need to turn the paper a little bit so that I can paint a more straight line. Okay, so I'm just going to paint over the lines. Okay, that's perfect for now. And then we have to paint the lines perpendicular to those, to the page actually. So we start with the furthest one, which is this. And then, oh, let me just, yes. And then this one. Okay, maybe we should. Okay, let me just turn this paper around. What I'm trying to do is to create the balance. So again, the fence, to make it look more exciting, would have those spaces in between, but in reality, it should all be connected. I mean, in real life. So now, what we're going to do would be to paint our bicycle. So let's paint the bicycle. And to do that, we literally just to have paint. We just have to paint over the drawing. So it's just yeah, circle. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to look almost like a circle. Now we have the two circles. Here, third circle. The center of the wheel, center of the wheel. This one behind the seat, where we put our, where we usually put our stuff when we ride the bicycle. Okay, now we paint this bit which is holding the seat, and this one as well, holding the handle. Now we paint the two lines connecting the two circles. Very nice. And then the handle. Perfect. Then the seat. It's literally just painting over the drawing that we have made. Okay, maybe I'm gonna make the seat a little bit bigger. Yeah. Okay, just slightly bigger. And now I find this part very exciting. So just drawing this bit. This is very exciting for me. And then I'm gonna do the same with the other wheel. Perfect. So that's our bicycle. And now let's just have a look. So we have our tree in the foreground, trees in the background, shrubs, fence, bicycle. Now we just need a few more things to finish this composition. Okay, one of which would be shadows. So first, since the sun is coming from this area, going there, it's coming from this area, going there. So the shadow would be in that direction. Okay. So now what I have to do after marking this area is just wet my brush and just randomly paint here. Just a wet brush and spread the paint. That is the shadow of my tree. The next thing is I need to do the shadow of my bicycle. So it's going to be something like a round object here, similar to the tire, a bit more exaggerated and lighter. And then here I have the handle, the seat, and next, the fence. The fence also have to have a shadow because they're solid objects. There we go. Same direction. Just the same direction as I mentioned. And okay, let's make it even more exciting. Let's create a shadow for this one. That means it has to be lighter than the fence. And that is because the tree is lighter from where we're looking at it. And this one, we need a shadow for this as well. Okay, I think we've done the shadow for all the items in the composition. So what that means is that we have finished it. So this is our art piece with black as a dominant color, but we have made the background more colorful. There's yellow, ochre, red, and purple, but really just light. And then we've done the shadows. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and I'm looking forward to do the next session with you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.